Hi there, thanks for joining me. I'm Kira and this is your weekly tarot forecast for June the 1st through the 7th. So welcome to the first week of June. It's lovely to be with you. I'm just going to quickly draw 3 cards. I'm just shuffling at the moment to have a look at the energy that'll be around us this week. Okay, so let's have a look. We're drawing, okay, we've got the Ten of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. All right, fabulous. Okay, so let's have a look at this week. We're starting out with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so 10, immediately when you see a 10, think, okay, completion. Something has come to an end, something has finalized or finished, because 10s, remember, are a combination of a 1 and a 0. So that indicates that something's coming to an end, and when something's ending, also something is always beginning. So when you see a 10, think, okay, and then there's Pentacles here. So we're talking about our material world, we're talking about our security, we're talking about things that we identify that bring about stability in our life. You know, and as I look at this card, you know, you might notice if you look closely here, there's a figure here of an older person sitting, just quietly sitting in the background playing with these dogs. And you've got 2 sort of younger figures dancing, circling around each other in a sort of what I consider perhaps some sort of dance. And of course you've got these pentacles flying around. So, you know, when I think of this card, I often think it's, you know, it's encouraging us to take time out. Maybe take a look at a situation that you're involved in, particularly something that's involving your material world, so your money, your job, your home, your security, the areas of that sort of life. Look at something, look at the situation a little bit differently than you have been. Take a break, step aside and have a look. Appreciate what you have accomplished, because it is about a 10. So something you've done has come to a point of completion and accomplishment. And this could be in your career path or your finances, or it may be your home. But it's sort of saying, is that still working for you the way it is? Or are you happily just to step back or set aside and just watch the fulfillment of what has occurred? Or is it that you actually want to spin things around and look at them differently? You know, are you wanting to be a part of this dance, in other words? You know, so I can't think of the questions like, you know, what's the turnaround or what's the restart of the situation that I feel needs to happen or that wants to happen? And what is the pattern that is maybe holding me back from that? And how can I sort of use maybe my physical world, or how I engage the physical world, how can I use my body to let go of the end, the thing that needs to come to the end, and experience sort of a new sense of vitality by engaging in the new. This 10 of Pentacles can also, you know, be a reminder of a situation where maybe you feel really comfortable with your financial resources or what you've accomplished in your life, and you want to share that with others. So it may be that you have a skill or an ability, and you know, you've realized that you've really mastered something and you want to share that with those around you, particularly those in your family. This 10 of Pentacles is definitely talking about the importance of family and an extended family and our place in the tribe, so to speak. And it could be that this 10 is sort of saying that you are now becoming one of the wise elders in this community, and that you want to share that. You want to share your wisdom and your knowledge, perhaps even your financial resources in some way. This 10 of Pentacles is definitely a card that's indicating that there's a sense of affluence or wealth around you. And that may or may not be a case of money. As I said, it could be emotional wealth. It could be wealth in terms of the love that you have in your life, the skills and the abilities that you have mastered. But it also can very much be about money. It could also be just that your money, if you've had some money troubles, this 10 of Pentacles is a very good card to say, well, those money troubles have an opportunity to no longer be in the foreground for you. But it may be that you need to look at it differently. You may need to spin the wheel, have a look, turn around, look at things differently. It's also reminding you to look at the long term and not the short term of the situation. And, you know, to be satisfied with what you have attained. Be satisfied with the security and the fulfillment and the stability that you do have in your life. And note the importance of that in reference to your values, as well as the values that you embrace in terms of your social values, or those of your society, your tribe, or your culture. This card could also be talking about that that there's some decision making to be made, and if you approach it in the right way, if you look at it in a way that enhances the completion of the project and embraces the new, that will be extremely positive for you. And also, for those of you who have listened to the monthly reading for June, you'll notice the World card was the helper card for this month of June. And so that World card is emphasizing this Ten of Pentacles even more so, because the World card is very much about that too. It's about that change that is needed. It is about acknowledging the accomplishments and that celebrating, dancing around that which we have achieved. So I think this Ten of Pentacles is a very strong card to start the week, particularly in reference to our World card for the helper card for the month. Alright, so as we move into the middle of the week, now as I sort of do this readings, I think now the energy of this card here, which is the Eight of Cups, is merging in and bringing a new sense of layer into the understanding of the energy around the situation. So we've got this Ten of Pentacles. Now we've got this Eight of Cups coming in. Now the Eight of Cups is indicating it's, you know, it's asking you to think about what's missing. What are you feeling is missing? Is it really missing? And what is it? You know, or what can you bring to the situation to give yourself a greater sense of satisfaction and joy? You know, as I look at these notes, you know, you've got 5 cups here upright, and you've got 3 on the bottom and 3 on the top. But on the ones on the top, these 3 aren't together. There's a gap. So this is indicating that from the sense of how you're feeling in terms of your heart, something is missing. And so this figure is going on a journey through this opening of these cups, is going on a journey. And notice they're wearing a lot of a solid red robe, because that's about passion. So this is talking about that sometimes there are things in our lives that need to come to an end. You know, that's something that you have achieved. It's time for it. It has ended. It has actually ended, and it's time for you now to move on. Are you holding on to it emotionally though, or are you ready to move on? Sometimes when this Eight of Cups comes up, people think, oh, you know, it means I'm going to experience some level of disappointment, or I'm going to feel disenchanted. And yes, it can be that, but it's like anything. If you try and hold on to something that's ended, you will be disappointed. But if you acknowledge that it's ended, celebrate it, acknowledge it, recognize what you've attained, but at the same time say, hey, great, I'm done with that lot, let's move on and find something new, then it's very inspiring and encouraging. And that's what this card is wanting to say to you. So which side are you going to approach the situation from? One to see, let's move forward, fabulous, let's have fun, or no, I've got to hold on to what I know is true. Because this Eight of Cups is all about change and transition. It is an 8. So we're looking at you have the inner resources to embrace this change. And again, with that World card sitting on top of this card is your helper card. Again, you're being reminded you have the inner strength and ability to let go of the things you no longer need in your life and move on and celebrate the journey. This card may be letting you know about, you know, a project. Could be at work. This project has come to an end, and you might be a bit sad around that because you really love working with the people you've worked with, but you got to move on to a new project, which might involve a whole new group of stakeholders. It could also mean that a relationship has come to an end. It could also mean that someone from the past is coming into your life. Yes, it could be that they are coming in, or that it's time for you to let go of old hurts, reminding yourself that perhaps you've been hanging on to something that you haven't let go of yet, and it's holding you back. So let it go, move on. It also might be reminding yourself that you might need to go on a bit of a trip or a bit of a holiday. You know, particularly as we see the Ten of Cups is coming in here. This card, and remember, as I look at this figure, is facing this Ten of Cups. This could be, you might be feeling a bit burnt out, a bit sort of emotionally drained with all that's been going on in your life, and so this is Ten of Cups along with the Eight of Cups saying take a holiday, go on a trip, go overseas, but see it as perhaps an opportunity to also open and expand your horizons. There's trips and then there's trips, and it's like, is there something you've been called to go do? Is there a class or a course or a hobby or an activity or people that you want to see, and you're being really drawn to do that? And this card is encouraging you, and that will be an extremely positive thing at this time. You also might hear, if you've been waiting on job news, or you've been looking to change homes, or you might find that someone around you, like a colleague or if not yourself, is moving jobs at this time. All of which is a very positive thing if it's embraced with the positivity that change can bring. So as I said, as the end of the week comes in, the Ten of Cups is coming in and merging now with these two cards. Now if you look at this Ten of Cups, well, it's a celebration. It's showing that this is a time of great happiness and joy and contentment, peace of mind and well-being. It's like if you do the work that precedes the moment, if you allow things to end that need to end, if you move forward emotionally and start things new and let go of things you don't need, then you're going to feel this great sense of happiness and joy. You're going to feel that all your wishes have come true. It's also reminding this Ten of Cups to, appreciate everything that you have accomplished. Again, particularly with the World card sitting around this month. It's important to appreciate that you have attained and be really grateful for the blessings and for the people that you have in your life. Easier than said than done, I know, for sure. Also, you might notice that, in this card, they're definitely looking very happy and harmonious. And, as I said, so it could be this Ten of Cups, maybe if you're drawn to it, reflecting on just really having a really wonderful break, a good holiday that may be needed. It also could be celebrating an event of some sort. As you embrace a new love in your life, that, it could be a new relationship coming in for you or for someone around you. Either way, this is very positive news about you in terms of your life or your family, and it's also reminding you that to shine positivity. So, we all get a little bit stuck in the realities of life, and they can make us sometimes feel a little bit like a lot of things are quite dismal, particularly when you think about, economies and global issues and politics and etc., etc. So what this card is reminding you is also take a moment and take a breath to celebrate the things that are positive in your life. Don't always be the one to highlight the realities of life to those around you. Sometimes it's good to just sit back and enjoy the moment, whether it be the sun on your back or smelling the ocean air or, seeing a beautiful landscape, or just watching the kids play, whatever it is that brings a smile to your face and a spark in your heart, to take that moment to just appreciate that and perhaps let some of those other realities go. All up this month, this week is very much about, share your love, don't hide it, embrace it, let go of what you don't need. Acknowledge that some things have come to an end. Acknowledge your accomplishments. Share your abilities and your accomplishments and your time and your talents and your money and your resources as you're able to with others, particularly your family and your extended family, and have a fantastic week. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found that useful. Please, if you'd like a private reading, find me on my website at www.kerawoods.com. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, like this reading, and please share. And I would really love it if you'd also go, if you feel so inclined, to like my business Facebook page. Send me messages, notes, comments. Love to hear from everyone. Thank you all to all my new subscribers. It really inspires me to keep going when I see that people are following me on my channel. Thanks very much. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week. And if you haven't done so, go check out my monthly reading for June. All the very best.